Now, I expected it to be easy. I mean, I've watched loads of serial killer films and on TV. It really wasn't. It was messy. A dead body weighs a ton, and no one ever says what to do with the bones. So here's what happened. First, I made him sleep with a concoction of pills. The plan was to have him OD'd. That didn't even go to plan. You see, when somebody ODs on drugs, they don't always fall asleep. His brain might have been, but his body certainly wasn't. It was the exact opposite to what I expected. It was like a fit. His whole body just wouldn't stop moving. It was like he was possessed. Now, I didn't want this. I didn't want to hurt him. He didn't deserve that. I fucked up. So I had to make sure the first stab would kill him. I'm a fair man, see? So I stabbed him, and guess what? I missed. He got worse. Blood was pissing and shooting everywhere. I was covered in it. My beautiful kitchen was covered in his blood. I stabbed again and again. In fact, I stabbed him 5 times, I think. Well, till he stopped moving anyway. I never intended it to be like this. Luckily, I managed to get him to the sink. Now, at that moment, I felt like a god. My heart was pounding. I was so scared, but so elated at the same time. So anyways, I managed to get rid of his blood using the blue roller mop and a Henry Hoover. I grabbed my red board, obviously. I don't want to contaminate anything. It is raw meat and I still have morals. I cut the body into portions. I beautifully took all the meat off the bones. Took me ages. Not to mention the offal. Oh, it was horrible and I obviously needed more practice. Now, the offal wasn't something I fancied, so what I did was put it all into a pressure cooker and blitzed them. For the bones, I boiled the arse out of them. In 3 batches after 7 hours, I could blitz them. I'll tell you what, I wasn't wrong. This tasted better than anything I've ever tasted. Now, I wasn't about to become a cannibal, but if I served this to people, it would be talked about so much an inspector would have appeared. Now, obviously, I couldn't sell this as human meat. That would be just wrong. So I researched and I found out that in Italy there's a very rare pig where all the meat looks like beef. This was the perfect cover for my meat. I realised at this very moment this was my dream come true and I could finally get a star.